Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagavatam Canto Mahapurana ki Jai. Namaste, Haribol, Radhe Radhe. Welcome to the Science of Krishna. Read with me Srimad Bhagavatam going on Pauzeitive. We are reading second canto. We'll be starting second chapter of the cosmic manifestation. It is said that before starting Srimad Bhagavatam, we should praise about Srimad Bhagavatam for at least 45 minutes. Considering the time crunch that we have, we should at least praise Srimad Bhagavatam for 5 minutes. Not just praising about Srimad Bhagavatam, addressing the question that why reading Srimad Bhagavatam is important. See, today we are so advanced and our life is so fast paced that we rarely get time to meditate or to sit and concentrate on the Virat Rupa of Shri Hari. We seldom get a chance to actually go to a temple or do the rituals. And our scriptures say that doing the rituals, yes, it's important and fantastic if somebody is following all the rituals, but adding the spirit to the ritual and becoming spiritual is far beyond than just being ritualistic. And this science, the Srimad Bhagavatam, helps us in attaining the spirit in our rituals. So it is powerful in many ways. One being that it helps us become spiritual, it helps us attain self-realization, which is pivotal to attain Shri Hari, the loving service for Shri Vishnu. The Lord in the Heart, Chapter 2, beautiful chapter. Sri Shuka Uvach, Sri Shukadev Goswami said formerly, prior to the manifestation of the cosmos, Lord Brahma, by meditating on the Virat Rupa, regained his lost consciousness by appeasing the Lord. Thus, he was able to rebuild the creation as it was before. This addresses another thing. Not even Brahmaji could escape from forgetfulness, this disease that we all have. Sometimes I also wonder, why don't I remember the things that I have experienced in the past? I don't even remember what happened 2 years ago. Forget about 2 years ago. If I ask you, what did you have for breakfast last week? You might not remember. So we all have forgetfulness. But how Lord Brahma regained his experience, his memory, his lost consciousness by meditating on the Virat Rupa. And only by the mercy of the great Lord we remember and we forget. Everything happens by his free will. It might seem that the car is driving itself, but there is always a driver inside. Text 2. The way of presentation of the Vedic sounds is so bewildering that it directs the intelligence of the people to meaningless things like the heavenly planets, heavenly kingdoms. The conditioned souls hover in dreams of such heavenly illusionary pleasures, but actually they do not relish any tangible happiness in such places. See, nowhere in the material realm can we fulfill all the desires of our life. So it's not fruitful to run behind fulfilling all our desires, and it's foolish to have dreams of living one day in a heavenly kingdom. Because even if we are here or there, in heaven, we'll still have material desires. And where can we fulfill all our material desires? Srimad Bhagavatam says that nowhere. Only when we attain the loving service of the great Lord, only when we are living with Him, can we attain all our desires, because then our only desire would be to be in association with the great Lord Shri Hari, to love Him unconditionally. For this reason, the enlightened person should endeavor only for the bare minimum necessities of life while in the world of names. He should be intelligently fixed and never endeavor for unwanted things, being competent to perceive practically that all such endeavors are merely hard labor for nothing. I have a note here that why run after things and not their creator, the creator of all? See, a devotee knows perfectly well that this human life has been gifted us for one utter reason, that is to attain the loving service of the great Lord. In the coming verses, we'll see that Shukadev Goswami is saying, when we can sleep on the floor, why need a pillow? Why need a mattress? He is not telling us to go back to undo the human civilization. No, and live like animals. He's not telling us that, being a transcendentalist and an unalloyed devotee of the great Lord. He is much more wiser than any other human walking on this planet right now. So he is definitely not telling us that. The simple thing that he wants us to realize is that it's foolish to run after our sense gratification. Instead, what should we yearn? We should yearn for self realization. After all, the mission of this human clothing is to be a self realized soul and to worship the great Lord Shri Hari. And what does worshipping the great Lord Shri Hari means? Simply loving Him. Bhakti Yoga has been talked out and about in this holy scripture, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Bhakti Yoga, something that I personally practice and love talking about, preaching about, and practice about. Very soon, I'll be, I don't want to say this. When there are ample earthly flats to lie on, what is the necessity of coats and beds? When one can use his own arms, what is the necessity of a pillow? When one can use the palms of his hands, what is the necessity of varieties of utensils? When there is ample covering or the skins of trees, what is the necessity of clothing? So Shukadev Goswami doesn't want us to walk naked, do not use any clothing. No, he's not telling any of that. And it has been explained by Srila Prabhupada in this purport also, that an intelligent human cannot live the life of an animal. Rather, man should try to utilize his intelligence in arts and science, philosophy, and poetry. In such a way, he can further progressive march of human civilization. So Shukadev Goswami, what he actually means is that we should reserve our energy, and we should try not to spend our energy in random mundane things that don't actually need that energy. Instead, we should save it and utilize it where? In realizing our lost connection with the great Lord. This is what he means. He doesn't want us to go back in our civilization or do not do anything to advance it. No, he doesn't mean that. When we read scriptures, we should be alert, we should have our mind on, we should be all ears, and we should read in a way that we are reading between the lines. And one beautiful thing about Srimad Bhagavatam is the more I read it, the more meanings I learn. That's the main reason I wanted to have a dedicated series on Srimad Bhagavatam, because this holy scripture, all I want to talk about is Srimad Bhagavatam, the pastimes of Shri Vishnu, the pastimes of Shri Krishna. The all I want to attain is love for him. And how can I do that out of the limited time that we get, out of all the things that we have created? We only have so much time. And what should I do in my leisure time? I should be just reading Srimad Bhagavatam. And when I'm doing other chores, I want to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. And I couldn't find. So, if you know any other channel, any other person who is actually doing what I am doing, like reading Srimad Bhagavatam, all the verses, please share the links with me. I know some of the gurus, they share Srimad Bhagavatam, and I listen to my guru also when he speaks of Srimad Bhagavatam. So all I learn is from my gurus, from my parents, from my elders. But Srimad Bhagavatam, if we do not, if we are just wasting our time in mundane things, in things that won't count after we leave this human clothing, then we are just wasting this beautiful blessing. So let's wake up. Oh, Jeev Jago, let's wake from the slumber and read Srimad Bhagavatam, learn it the right way from the right sources, from bona fide devotees. I in no way qualified, am not qualified to speak of Srimad Bhagavatam. I'm just trying to have mercy of the great Lord that maybe one day I can serve him, I can love him with utmost devotion and love. Hari Bol. And there are no torn clothes lying on the common road. Do the trees which exist for maintaining others no longer give alms in charity? Do the rivers, being dried up, no longer supply water to the thirsty? Are the caves of the mountains now closed? Or above all, does the Almighty Lord not protect the fully surrendered souls? Why then do the learned sages go to flatter those who are intoxicated by hard-earned wealth? So, a mendicant, a renounced person, has nothing to do with someone who is wealthy in material terms. And whenever we see a renounced person at the doorstep of a householder, it simply means that the renounced person is there just as an alarm, as a wake up call to the householder that, oh Jiva, oh soul, please look at me. I am a renounced person. I am not here asking for charity, but I am here to help you wake up and learn about your lost connection with the one who created us. So that renounced person standing at the doorstep of the householder is helping the householder. It is said in our Sanatan Dharma that we are not doing anything by giving alms to that renounced person. In fact, that person is merciful enough to be at our doorstep and helping us realize that what our true purpose is. Thus, being fixed, one must render service unto the super soul situated in one's own heart by his omnipotency, because he is the almighty personality of Godhead, eternal and unlimited. He is the ultimate goal of life, and by worshipping him, one can end the cause of the conditioned state of existence. If you look around today, everyone is searching for happiness. But what we are searching for is eternal happiness. And a material thing cannot give us eternal happiness. So we are running in the wrong direction. We need to change our direction, and the direction is supposed to be towards the great Lord Shri Hari. Who else but the gross materialist will neglect such transcendental thought and take to the non-permanent names only, seeing the mass of people fallen in the river of suffering as the consequence of accruing the result of their own work? What we are reaping is the result of our own karma. Once our actions are directed towards the great Lord Shri Hari, we no longer have any strings attached to the repercussions of those actions. For instance, let's say a devotee was destined to meet with an accident and maybe lose one leg. But now, because of his actions being dedicated to whom? Shri Vishnu, Lord Krishna, instead of losing one leg, maybe had a pinprick, a small scratch. So, what happened? Shri Krishna, now, because what the devotee is doing, he is giving all his actions to Shri Krishna, and Shri Krishna is taking care of it. He is so merciful, he takes care of it. And sometimes we might feel, oh, this person is getting everything, like in a silver spoon, or somebody is serving him. Yes, Lord Shri Krishna is impartial and he treats everyone equally, but he treats his devotees more lovingly, out of compassion, out of the bonding, out of, because the devotee has created a relationship with the great Lord Shri Hari. Others conceive of the personality of Godhead residing within the body in the region of the heart and measuring only 8 inches with 4 hands, carrying a lotus, a wheel of chariot, a conch shell, and a club, respectively. His mouth expresses his happiness, his eyes spread like the petals of a lotus, and his garments yellowish like a saffron of a kadamba flower, and are beckoned with valuable jewels. His ornaments are all made of gold, set with jewels, and he wears a glowing headdress and earrings. His lotus feet are placed over the whorls of lotus like hearts of great mystics. On his chest is the Kaustubha jewel, engraved with a beautiful calf, and there are other jewels on his shoulders. His complete torso is garlanded with fresh flowers. He is well decorated with an ornamental wreath about his waist and rings studded with valuable jewels on his fingers, his leglets, his bangles, his oiled hair curling with a bluish tint, and his beautiful smiling face are all very pleasing indeed. The Lord's magnanimous pastimes and the glowing glancing of his smiling face are all indications of his extensive benedictions. One must therefore concentrate on this transcendental form of the Lord as long as the mind can be fixed on him by meditation. May my mind, our mind, be constantly fixed on the great Lord Shri Hari. Hari Bol. The process of meditation should begin from the lotus feet of the Lord and progress to the smiling face. The meditation should be concentrated upon the lotus feet, then the calves, then the thighs, in this way, higher and higher. The more the mind becomes fixed upon the different parts of the limbs, one after another, the more intelligence becomes purified. See, let's say we have a glass of water, muddy water. How to clean that water? Simply put it under a fresh stream of water. Eventually, all the muddiness will be out. The muddy water will be cleared. Likewise, we need that fresh water source because we are all impure. At least I am full of all the impurities in my heart. We need to be near to that source of purity, who is only and only the great personality of Godhead, Shri Vishnu. So once Shri Krishna and is merciful and we are thinking of him, we are talking of him, we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, and we are constantly having thoughts of Shri Krishna, then eventually our intelligence will become pure with time. Unless the gross materialist develops a taste of loving service unto the Supreme Lord, the seer of both the transcendental and material worlds, he should remember or meditate upon the universal form of the Lord at the end of his prescribed duties. And once we start practicing this beautiful loving service, the Bhakti Yoga, not just at the end of our prescribed duties, we will constantly be thinking of Shri Krishna. And May we attain that stage just like gopis, on whose mind Shri Krishna was constantly running. O king, whenever the yogi desires to leave this planet of human beings, he should not be perplexed about the proper time or place, but should comfortably sit without being disturbed, and regulating the life air should control the senses of the mind. Thereafter, the yogi should merge his mind by his unalloyed intelligence into the living entity, and then merge the living entity into the super self. And by doing this, the fully satisfied living entity becomes situated in the supreme state of satisfaction, so that he ceases from all other activities. In that transcendental state of labdhopasanti, there is no supremacy of devastating time which controls even the celestial demigods who are empowered to rule over mundane creatures. And what to speak of the demigods themselves? Nor is there the mode of material goodness, nor passion, nor ignorance, nor even the false ego, nor the material casual ocean, nor the material nature. The influence of time is exhibited by symptoms of death, disease, old age. And not even just on this planet, the supremacy of time is prevalent. Even on Brahmalok also, nobody can escape from time but the pure devotees of the great Lord. There are yogis, there are saints who can control their life breath, who can control the time and place where they will die because of advancement of their mind. But a great yogi, a great devotee, can very easily attain all of this without even trying, without even desiring. How? By just being bestowed by the mercy of the great Lord, because he is in association with the great Lord and he is all powerful. The transcendentalists desire to avoid everything godless, for they know the supreme situation in which everything is related with the Supreme Lord Vishnu. Therefore, a pure devotee who is in absolute harmony with the Lord does not create perplexities, but worships the lotus feet of the Lord at every moment, taking them into their heart, into his heart. So his mind, a pure devotee's mind, is always fixed on the Shri Hari, on the great Lord. And he doesn't care about anything else, about the rituals, because now he is spiritual. And he doesn't care about the timing, the place, the people he is surrounded by. In his head, you can actually just, how a duck underwater working hard, but on the surface, calm. A devotee is just like that. You might see a devotee working a 9 to 5 job. You might see a devotee being a householder. You might see a devotee sweeping or cleaning something, cleaning the house and acting, or shopping, doing grocery shopping and all the fun stuff that we all do. But he's different from us. A devotee is different from a regular person in the sense that even though a devotee appears to do all the basic activities, he is different in the sense that he is actually constantly thinking and remembering and chanting Shri Krishna's name, Shri Krishna's pastimes, Shri Krishna's qualities. His mind is completely 24/7 fixed on Shri Krishna. And he doesn't care about anything else, anybody else. All he wants to have is a loving connection, bond, relationship with Shri Krishna. Yes, he might seem married to his wife, he might seem to be a father, but he's serving all his relationships thinking that I am serving my great Lord, Shri Krishna. And whatever he has, this human clothing, the material possessions, his mind, his soul, his heart, every breath he has surrendered at the lotus feet of Shri Krishna. Such is the devotion that pure devotees have for the great Lord. Oh, dear devotees, please bless me so that I can also have such amazing, unalloyed devotion at the lotus feet of Shri Hari. next text we'll be taking in next episode. Till then, keep on chanting, keep on remembering, keep on glorifying the great Lord Shri Hari. Srimad Bhagavatam Granth Mahapurana ki Jai. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Please bless me, oh dear devotees, and let me know how are you finding these series. Read with me Srimad Bhagavatam, the Science of Krishna. Thank you so much for tuning in. May we all keep loving Shri Krishna. I'll see you in the next one. This is Vijayalakshmi signing off. Hari Bol, Namaste, Radhe Radhe.